it's James here with the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, February 20th, 2019. This is your weekly comic book pickups video. Every week, I pick up my boys at least one comic each. Oftentimes, it's more than one. And I pick up my daughter Gracie one as well, even though she can't read yet. I always pick up my comics at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comics, go check out the shop. Let's jump in. True Believers is still working on this Captain Marvel stuff, since we got the Captain Marvel movie coming out soon. As always, these are $1 reprints of classic Marvel stories. There were 3 today, but I only picked up 2 of them. First of all, I picked up this Captain Marvel, the Kree-Skrull War, #1, with Captain Marvel and the Avengers, which reprints Avengers 89 with Roy Thomas writing, Sal Buscema doing the art, Stanley doing the editing. The only good alien. So we've got a tale of Captain Marvel, however you want to say it, and the Avengers with the Kree-Skrull War. So there's one. That's a reprint. Annihilus. That's cool. Put that over there. Next up is Captain Marvel Binary, or Binary, however you want to say it. True Believers #1, which reprints a Chris Claremont story. Yeah, Chris Claremont, Dave Cockrum, from Uncanny X-Men #164. And this is when Claremont decided to fix what they had done to the awful things they did to Ms. Marvel in the Avengers, where she basically is taken away to another planet by a guy that was sort of her son, but also becomes the guy that she's with, but he tricked her and brainwashed her, but they still let her go. Anyway, so Carol Danvers came back, and Carol Danvers was with the X-Men, and I believe she merges with Binary or something like that. It becomes Binary in this, so she gets these powers. Yeah. I mean, it's a classic X-Men book by Claremont and Cockrum. Can you go wrong for $1? No. There was also a current, Captain Marvel book, from one of the relaunches, and I wasn't a fan of any of those. And I don't really think the boys would enjoy it as much. And there were only 3 at the shop. So I didn't want to take 2 of the 3 that were there in case there were actually people looking forward to getting that book. It's like, well, I don't know if we can dig it that much. And there's usually more than enough to go around of these other ones. But there were only 3 of it. So I decided not to grab 2 of it because I didn't think it was fair. I wanted to leave them for somebody else. All right, this book is for Blaze. He didn't have any new books this week. So I've had this one sitting on my little stack of books, or my little stack of stuff there at the shop, waiting for a week where he didn't have something else. So this is Dread, Final Judgment, issue 2 of 2. He has the first one. These are reprints that 2000 AD does from their progs, where it's a continuing story, but all put together in these 2 issues. And this is the Movieverse Dread. This is by Arthur Wyatt, Alex DeCampi doing the art. So this is the Carl Urban universe of Dread. Oh man, that looks gruesome. So I hope dig that. So that's it for Blaze. Blaze is taken care of now. Next up is a book for Gracie, Disney DuckTales issue 18. I think we have every issue of this book now. These are tales done in the style of the current DuckTales cartoon, which is a lot like the old DuckTales cartoon. So if you like either one, you'll probably enjoy this book. This is written by Joe Caramagna, with Emilio Urbano and Gianfranco Floria on the art. So you've got money-grubbing hooligans from the deep. I think that's the only story in here. It seemed like maybe there's going to be more than one. As you can see, if you like DuckTales, I like this book. And she likes DuckTales. I think we took a break last week from the Duck books. No, I got that Disney Afternoon, didn't I? There's hers. This book is from my buddy Matt, Tom Scioli's GoBots. Here's a big picture of Tom Scioli on the back. He has a very interesting art style. It reminds me very much of some, not really so much vintage comics, maybe the vintage other stuff, like the little storybooks or maybe little pack-in comics, that kind of stuff. And man, he crams a lot on these pages. Look at all that. Look at those panels. Even if you don't like his art style, you have to appreciate how much he crams into one of these books. I mean, that's a lot of work. There's no big giant splash pages for the most part here. It's just tons and tons of panels. And it's GoBots. So Matt really likes that. He actually teaches an art class, and he took it with him to an art class, and the kids really liked it. So that's pretty fun. Next up is Keaton's book, and that is Venom #11 by Donnie Cates, Ryan Stegman, J.P. Meyer, Frank Martin. This is still probably his favorite book going right now. I don't really know what's going on. After a massive battle with an ancient symbiote, this venom symbiote... After a massive battle with an ancient symbiote, the venom symbiote, it no longer has a personality or voice. Instead, it is an amorphous alien organism that responds to the subconscious impulses of its host, Eddie Brock. I do remember reading that before. The creature has been tampering with Eddie's memories, which led Eddie to return to San Francisco and his estranged father, Carl Brock, and surprisingly discover his half-brother, Dylan Brock. Whoa, there's a lot of Brocks. Bruised and battered, apparently at the hands of their father, Dylan approached Eddie about killing Carl. However, the mysterious illness plaguing Eddie caused him to hallucinate and lash out at Dylan before ultimately collapsing, forcing Dylan to take him to the hospital and straight into the clutches of the Maker. All right, well, that gets you up to speed on what's going on in this book. So I guess it's like a big family affair that's going on right now. And Eddie's having trouble controlling the symbiote. All right, interesting. Put that over there, Dolefall. Now it's all me. I got 3 books this week. Return of Wolverine number 5. Yes, I finished it off. It may not be a book I'm really enjoying or that I think was worthy of this hype of being the Return of the Wolverine, but I am finishing off. The nice thing about this issue is Charles Soule's writing it, McNiven's doing the pencils. Issues 2, 3, and 4 all featured some other guy, and I did not really enjoy his art very much. But this one's back to McNiven, and that's cool because it looks a lot like Barry Windsor Smith art. So I may actually enjoy this one more because of the art, but it looks like, yeah, this whole thing wraps up. I'm not going to show you everything. This whole storyline of Wolverine coming back and being tricked and having different personalities. He has like different personalities inside of the different incarnations sort of Wolverine, and he lets one out and then takes control of him. So I guess this is kind of going to bring everything back together again. And that leads directly into this other book that also came out this week, which is kind of weird on Marvel's part to not have spaced these out. But this one is, like, the very last panel of Return of Wolverine opens up into this Wolverine the Infinity Watch by Jerry Duggan and Andy McDonald doing art. What did he miss when he was dead? Wolverine is alive. Somehow Wolverine's going to be involved with Infinity Gems. But this looked actually kind of interesting. It has Wolverine coming back and being tricked by something, by Loki it looks like. And somehow he's going to get involved with Infinity Gems. And there's like an old version of Wolverine, it looks like. The art leaves a little bit to be desired, in my opinion. But I'll give it at least one issue. I'll give it a shot. And last but not least is the book I was looking forward to most this week. X-Men number 12. I really enjoyed X-Men number 11. I felt it was a little too big. Like it was an $8 book, and it really didn't need to be. Because you got Cyclops' version of a story, and then Wolverine's version of it, and then like 2 other characters' version of the same story. And it could have just been limited to just Cyclops. And then it would have been a $4 book, and a little bit easier to absorb with my wallet. I don't know what that means. But yeah, it would have been a little bit easier to recommend that book, I guess, it being $4 than it was $8. It was still an enjoyable read, and I was looking forward to this issue because it should open up right with Wolverine and Logan together again. Yeah, I guess they fight a bunch of guys. This is by Matthew Rosenberg with Salvador Larroca doing the art. Salvador Larroca is an amazing artist, so no matter what, you're going to get good art. So yeah, I guess they had their fight with all those guys, and now they're together again, and I guess they're going to rebuild the X-Men? Yeah, that's pretty cool. So Wolverine and Logan, or Wolverine and Cyclops together again, fighting together, trying to rebuild the X-Men. That's kind of fun. All right, so that's my number 1 book for this week for me. And that is it, guys. Another heavy week. I'm sorry, my camera's like going out of focus here. Get in focus. There we go. Surprising 3 books for me, which is crazy. I guess the boys each got 3 books too with the True Believers. Yeah. So again, if you have any recommendations or you want to talk about anything, leave it in the comments section below. If you'd like the video, please click like, please click subscribe, and see you guys again next week.